Okay, so boom, we got ponytail wig tutorial. Guys, I promise this is easy. No gluing required, no weft making required. This is just a standard Amazon wig. I actually got it off AliExpress, but you can use any wig from any website. It's just like a standard like boy cut wig with the clips. Going in with hairspray and then teasing it a lot. Um, the only materials that you'll need for the entire wig are got to be hairspray or any hairspray, but I would highly recommend got to be a hairbrush, a comb, a hot glue gun, and this crimper. Um, any crimper would work. I think I got this one off of Amazon. Well, I got mine off of Amazon. This is my friend's, but I'm just going in, crimping the whole wig. I should have crimped it way more. The reason I teased it first and then crimped it is because I hate crimp lines and I just wanted to like reduce those as much as possible. But this is just kind of up to you how you want to do it. The goal is to add as much texture to the wig as possible because it makes it thicker and damages the fibers so that like it's easier to manipulate and look fuller. After prepping the entire wig, I do the top part first. So I'm just splitting like the top wefts in a zigzag motion to kind of cover up like any gaps. Yeah, so see like zigzag rather than just a straight line because it just like covers up the gaps and like you don't need to like what is this explaining? Like I'm terrible at voiceovers, but anyway, now I'm cutting off every weft below where I parted it. So I just like obviously tied up the top and then I just take scissors slash a seam ripper and cut them off. It's super easy. Like there's only like 2 stitches on each like little part, so it's super easy to cut off. And then I'm just re-gluing like the elastic together because it came apart. And yeah, this is the naked thing. I left the sides open though. Here are all the wefts. I laid them out from smallest to largest, and I'm marking where I'm gonna put each of the rows because you really have to be conservative with these things because you don't have a lot of hair. So I'm just gluing them on upside down. Like it looks really, it's a real trust the process because it looks really thin up until you're like putting on the last wefts. But yeah, I'm just hot gluing it together. You could sew them together, which I would probably recommend doing because once you hot glue the wefts on, if you're using excessive heat with like a hair blow dryer or something, it's gonna remelt all of the glue and just like fall apart. So you have to like be really aware of that when you're using heat tools after using hot glue. But then I'm just gluing down the part and you just like yeah, you just like keep the wefts intact and you just like glue them down all along the part, all along like the middle elastic, and trying to keep them together in a ponytail shape like as I'm going. Now this is the kind of hard part, so pay attention. So we have like half of this is done, half of it isn't. You're trying to bend the hair like over itself, I don't know, to make the middle part. So I'm taking this alligator clip, putting it over, like, yeah, like lining it up with the clip, and then you take your hair straightener and just press it down like a lot. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned that you need a hair straightener. So in total you need a crimper, straightener, scissors, hair comb, hairbrush, hairspray. Pretty basic materials besides the crimper. Yeah, and you just like hold it down with your finger because you're trying to get it, yeah, like folded completely over on itself so that it'll hide like the sewn part of the weft. And you have to like go in a couple times, but yeah, just like turn on a show or something. This is the most time consuming part, I swear. Okay, so now we're just gluing the folded wefts onto the part, and you're gonna use these folded wefts like pretty much around the entirety of the ponytail, so we're using it down the center part, but also along the bottom and sides of like the whole head. So you're gonna have to make a lot low key. But I would say over half of the wefts that I cut off of my head ended up being like these folded over ones. So you just like really want to plan accordingly or whatever. I'm like a terrible explainer. Like who? Okay, I'm going in with like my straightener, my comb, and my fingers to just lay the hair as flat as possible. Ideally, I think that you would have a hair blow dryer rather than a straightener for most of this shit because I struggled immensely and I didn't have one. But yeah, you just like heating the hair and then holding it while it cools so that it like holds that exact shape. Okay, yeah, now I'm doing the other side. I only do one side at a time, so yeah, I don't really know what else to say at this point, just gluing them bitches on. Oh, something I forgot to mention. Okay, so for these folded over wefts, I'm pretty sure that I glued 2 wefts on top of each other. Yeah. So they're like extra thick. So yeah, glue 2 wefts on top of each other for the outer layer. You only really have to glue those folded wefts from your ear back. So I would recommend trying on the wig like before you start a lot of this to mark where your ears are. So the folded wefts only go behind your ears, and then the front of your ears are mostly covered by the bangs, so you don't have to do as much work there. Now I'm just gathering the hair into the pigtails, so starting with like small sections. I started from the top and I'm just using like tiny clear elastics. So I think I added like 40 each. Just like do a small section, tie it off, and then just keep adding rubber bands and more hair. Now I'm just styling the bangs, which is like entirely up to you how you want to do the bangs on your own wig, so that's not really important. Now I'm gluing extra hair. I'm pretty sure I got this out of the garbage can. Like straight up, I was just picking up hair out of the trash that I already cut off and like gathering it into like tiny wefts. I didn't like glue the wefts before just gluing it onto the head. I literally just picked these up and then hot glued them on. So yeah, I guess there was like some gapping, I can't even remember. But I did that for both sides. I also cut off these ponytails like super short. So I forgot to film it, but I cut them into like really tiny nubs so that the clips will fit over top of them. But and then I think I hot glued them. Now we're working on the ponytails. This also isn't really that important or interesting. I just like teased it, crimped it, did the exact same thing that I did to prep the base wig, just to give it more volume and to make it less shiny. And then I straightened it, like blah blah blah. I also ended up thinning out these ponytails like severely, but that's just because this is a Maka from Soul Eater Wig and she has really thin ponytails. So I cut off a lot of the middle wefts. Yeah, you'll see like right here. Those are all like cut off wefts. So I thinned it out like a lot. And then I just cut it to add layers. Wow, and here's the finished product, guys. Yay, you did it! We did it! Okay, this is after I actually wore it to Katsu, so it's a little bit more fucked than I would have liked it to be. Here's a close-up on the part. Yay! Really important to pull that hair super tight into the ponytail so that it'll lay as flat as possible. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out my socials. Okay, this clip is too long. Okay, yeah, thank you, bye. Thanks for watching. Oh, and message me on Instagram or TikTok if you have any questions regarding this tutorial or cosplay in general. I will answer any questions. Yay!